Hi, everybody. We're starting a new parsha, Baruch Hashem. Parshas Matos is the final parsha of Sefer Bar Midbar. It's a very, very a wonderful parsha. Rebbe's talking about the different ways how we get strength from the Eibishter, how we use this in serving Hashem. So let's sing a niggin. Ma 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 ya ma ma ma. Ya 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 ya. Diddy ya 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 da da ya 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 da da ya 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 Diddy ya 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 ya. Okay, so we're talking from the talks of Shabbos Parshas Matos-Masei. Matot-Masei, and it's the second day of Menachim of 5751. And if you want, you can download and see the text in English that we're giving. If you look at livingmashiach.com, LIVING Moshiach MOSHIACH.com, and if you look and you go there, you open it up, you go to the library. We open up library, it will have the book of our Malchus, the second half of our Dvar. They also have Dvar, and you can open it up and watch it on your or download it either way you want. So okay, so that's a number starting number one. Now the special matters of the whole of this Holy Shabbos. That it is that this we complete the book of Midbar, the fourth book in the Torah. That this also, not only that, it also is the completion of the whole Torah. Why? Because we see that the first four books, Abreshis, Shemos, Vayikra, and Bamidbar, that they're the main Torah, and the fifth Torah is called Dvar, is called Mishnah Torah, repeating it because it just repeats everything in the prior books. Therefore, and we see that after this, we also make with a loud voice we say and have joy. Chazak, strong, be strong, and strengthen, and we will strengthen ourselves. That teaches on the strength of the Jewish people in matters of Torah. Remember that in such a level that we say three times, Chazak, strong, be strong, and how do we translate? Strong, be strong. And we will strengthen ourselves. In this case, we'll strengthen ourselves. That this is as a special quality, special Eloi and completeness that you say three times the meaning of strength. So this week's parsha is the end of the Torah, and we say at the end of it, it's giving us strength, because the Torah teaches us how to live and how to be happy people and how to do what we're supposed to be doing. So this week is a very special week, and we're so happy that we're finishing it, that it's giving us strength to do everything good. So we have to understand what is the relevance and how do we tie this into the finishing of the fourth Sefer Torah with the time that it's set, because we see that the Rebbe says, and we learn in as many places, the time when a portion is said with different things that has a special relevance. So we see we always finish the fourth book of the Torah in the Shabbos in the Shabbos that are during the 3 weeks of mourning, between the 17th of Tammuz and the 9th of Av, which is between when the Yerushalayim the walls were breached, was at the 17th of Tammuz, and 3 weeks later they destroyed the holy temple. So this is a very time of mourning. But Kama said, therefore, it's always within this 3 weeks. And the Rebbe says, in many years, like this year, it's like the first Shabbos of the 10 days, of the 9 days, which 9 days is like the 9 days of Av. Even there's more level of mourning. You can't wash, you can't you go swimming, you can't many things. At first glance, he says that the 3 weeks, and particularly these 9 days, that they're putting us, they're standing about, we're in a situation of weakness, halicious, and holiness. It's a dark time for us. This the opposite of Chazak, 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 the opposite of strength, and we were strengthened. The Rebbe says, maybe we want to say, that this is the reason. Since we see that the time is tied in with a very difficult situation, therefore it's mudgash, it emphasizes that you need the help, you need the refuah, you need the strength. B'chizah, chazak, chazak, chazak. And we need, because it's such a hard time, that's when Hashem has to come down and give us this extra strength to live through the difficulties, through the nisyonos that were difficult. But he said more so, the Rebbe says, it makes sense, that this kasika asma, that this strength itself is tied in with really the content of the time. That the time, and not with, what's it mean? That it's not that it's a time because it's a time of strength. This time in essence is a time of strength. And it's not that we're asking strength because it's a weak time and we need help. That there's man bukas okay. There and it's like it's emphasized in the name that it's on the day of Shabbos. The name Shemos Yom Shabbos. That the name it says shows you on really the content of whatever something is. That this Shabbos is called what type of, not just regular Shabbos, it's called Shabbos Chazak, the Shabbos of strength. I know this means to say that the real content of the Shabbos, that it's in the 3 weeks, and this year's in the 9 days. It's in Yom Chizak. It's a special time. It's not like we think it's a terrible time. We need help to get through it. It itself is a special time. The Masei about Hussein, it says that this is with all our work that we do during the Galus, that in fulfilling Torah mitzvahs, that is in the content of the whole Torah we've been learning, the first 4 books. So now we're on number base, and with this we will understand when we have a preference of the special relevance of Chazak, Chazak v'nis kazeh, strength and you were taken, to the tokab that it has to do with the parsha and that we finish the sefer with Parshas Matos-Masei Matos. That they're combined together. So the special thing we're going to understand when we see what these parshas are talking about, we'll understand why this is a special time. That here, that includes, that say, Chazak, Kazak, it includes all of these different details. There's the Chazak of Matos, the Parsha Matos. Remember, there's 2 parshas. And the other Chazak of Parshas Masei. Matos has to do with the sticks, the tribes, the head, strength, and Masei has to do with travelings. There's a strength in each one. They're different than Rebbe will explain. And there's a strength when you put them both together. So there's a strength. Now, what's this mean? The id, this whole Indian of chisa, of chazak, of chozik, of strength. Chazak, what it is. Particularly when we say chazak, strength 3 times, you should be strength, and you will be strengthened 3 times the strength. It's relevant at first only to the parshas of Matos, the first parsha. Ki hamat, what's a mat? A mat is a staff. A mata shows that the kings used to wear used to have these staffs. We know why Moshe Rabbeinu had a staff, and a staff is something strong. It shows rulership, the king's staff. And it shows on the strength something, and that you can't move it. It's stuck in. It's strong. Like we see that a mata. A staff by itself, it's called. It has to do with. It's come from the lashon of shalav shri, comes from the language of rulership. For lashon, like it says in the Torah, matos os el shibdei mushulam. It says in the Torah there were strong matos, there were strong staffs for the serpents of the rulers. So that's something to do with strength. We understand. That lever, you're strengthening, matos, you chazak, you're going to be stronger and stronger. There's already a level of strength, and you're adding to it that will make even stronger strength, which isn't the case of masa, which travels. That part says you're walking and traveling, but it says, but yes, and he traveled and he walked and traveling from place to place. When one does not stay in his place, rather walks and travels to another place, to the extent of true traveling, as such that he's completely uprooted from his previous place into an incomparable place, seemingly the opposite of the concept of strength and might of Chazak, which is unchangeable in manner. So he's saying over here, that Masa, the second parsha, has to do travels, and travelization. Strength means you're like stuck, you're here, and you have strength, and nothing can move you. That's what he said before. But it seems like the opposite of strength, he says. And the fact that between Chazak, Chazak, is always, when Matos and Masei are together, at the end of Parshas Masei, specifically shows that the content of Chazak, is related mainly to the Parshas of Masei. Only in some years, Matos is also added to it. No, so we have two Parshas. We have Parshas Matos and Masei. So the last parsha in the Torah, which is always Masei, which is idea of movement, which seems the opposite thing of strength. And we just said before that this has to do with the inner content of strength itself, and it's strengthening strength. So it seems like, what are we talking about here? This is the question. And also we see that we always say this, because sometimes this year when we're speaking now, and also the year, and Rebbe said that there were two parshas together, so therefore they're one parsha, so to speak. Therefore the Chazak has to do with both of them. Okay, but we all see so, but it's always the last one. So we may say the explanation of this. Rebbe is going to explain something new. Chazak, which is the number 3 times makes a chazaka. Something 3 times make a chazaka. Number 3. Excuse me. At chazaka, that it's the number 3. That's the level of chazaka. But particularly when we see that the chazaka is made when you have something 3 makes a chazaka, 3 things together 3 times, and when you do it 3 times 3 times 3, it's even more of a level that it denotes strength. Even when there's opposition, and it's known that the number 1 denotes a state in which from at the start there's only goodness and holiness. Number 2 denotes a division, argument, something against. 1 is just God was here. The second one, the world was created, something that could appear separate from God, due to the existence of opposition, to like the Yetzer and the darkness. And the number 3 denotes the strength of holiness, also in the state of opposition. Even when you have these negative thoughts or there's negative things happening around you, it doesn't affect you. You just keep on serving Hashem. It strengthens you in your service of Hashem. As phenomena of the strength and might of the number 3 strength is in a state of opposition itself, has 2 manners. Because we have this of the strength, and then number 3, at number 3, that means that something's against you. It can be in 2 ways. One way, how do you get strength? One way is from above. That the strength comes and is drawn down from Hashem, the holy light of godliness. It's drawn down from above below, and it shines out the whole light, and also when there's something that's going against it, it shines there because the great light, everything is legal. In other words, I don't know if you've ever been before the Rebbe, or you just the light from the Rebbe, or the spiritual experiences, the light's coming down, and you can have this from that. Everything disappears because this lights up everything. It says when we received the Torah in Sinai, Hashem spoke. It says this great light of godliness, godliness. I didn't say light. Godliness came and revealed Himself in each Jew, and our souls went up. Why our souls went up? Because the light changed. It fixed everything. So when you're here in this world, you have a certain message, a certain shlichus, a certain job to do, and when you finish that job, that's when you go up. So the light came down, and the job means you have to fight against the negativity and the problems and whatever, and you have to realize it's all from Hashem, and that you have realized in the inner essence it's good until it's revealed good. So all of this stuff, it happens because Hashem can shine His great self down to you. Then there's also Mitzad Tachton, also from the bottom. What's the bottom? That this is the servants of elevating from Allah's Tachton, from below up. The Allah's Melamat is you elevate from below up. It's in a way of strength. The Bittul Managid, that when you serve Hashem and you're down here and you're doing your work and you're doing whatever happens, and no matter what, nothing stops you. Then you're doing it from a level of below up. Sorry, my wife just called to take a break. So we have there 2 ways, And the second way is from below up. From below up, you take everything and it's like you're doing what Hashem wants you to do, and everything is just goes away because you're working, you're changing yourself. Yourself, you become holy. Yourself, you push away the bad thoughts. Yourself, you realize how Rebbe Melech Mashiach, and that you work with him and you learn his stuff. You do everything and you work on yourself that all the craziness and narishka you just push away. Let it fly away. And then that's you're from below up. That means you yourself are changing. Okay. So both of these ways, from above down and below up, are hinted in the Chazak of the Parshas of Matos-Masei. The Chazak in the Parshas of Matos, it's a strengthening, and that is from above. Vayidaber Hashem el Rashi Matos b'zeh hadaber asher tziva Hashem. So it's all Hashem from down above. V'akozek v'tokam chakos tzivos Hashem gam makom sheimei nagid. So this even gives strength that Hashem tells you to do. Even gives strength that when there's something against you. Ba'achozek, this is because Hashem is shining down from above, this great light, so nothing can touch you. Ba'achozek, the Parshas Matzah, who chozek the Chazak of the strength of the Parshas Matzah, which is the one of traveling. That this the strength is from below. It says these are the travels of the Jewish people, the Bnei Israel, when they left out from the land of Egypt, that the strength of in the service of Hashem in refining and elevating the world from below. That the world shows about different levels and different madrigas, and each level they were traveling, they were reaching another level, they're working out something else below. In the midbar, in the desert, his idea of the low world, that's why he had to go with these different travels. Each one was refining the world. The Erech, that has a goal according to how you're living down below. You're not like flying high, you're living in this world. So therefore you're always in a lull of movement. And we're moving from Israel, from Mitzrayim, which has to do with limitations. And we're moving towards the Holy Land, Eretz Israel, which has to do with America, Bakadusha, which has to do with the greatness of holiness, the broadness of holiness. So there we have two levels of Chazak. One is from above down, which is the level of Matos. The Hashem is speaking to us, this great light. So the other level is from us working on ourselves. According to this, if we can understand what is that the chozek of Masei, Davka, that the strength of travels, the second parsha, because when you have the strength in a place where there's something against you, that you have to fight against, you have to fight for yourself. So therefore, it's Mudgas Yosef is emphasized more the refinement from below. These are the travel of Jewish people left from Egypt. He says not only this. He says not only does the boundless strength of the light of holiness come down and illuminates in every place without taking into consideration the existence of opposition, rather, moreover, that there's involvement in the opposite side to complete nullification and including to transfer it to holiness. Now, one thing could be that Hashem just shines and you're sitting before Hashem, so everything, you're just basking in the glory of God. And whatever happened, whatever you did wrong, is just washed away. But that's just from above. Another one is that whatever you did in your life, that this is part of you. And then you can take that and take all the stuff you used and use this for holiness. You're going to transform the opposite side to a level that you still have your problems, but you transform it. And not only you don't really have to. You transform that your problems, that your being, that you just want to serve God. It's not that God shines His great light so you want to serve Him, because you find out that's who my essence is. My essence is to serve Hashem. And so this, for what are your problems and issues, your thoughts and your craziness, anything and everything you have, that you just get through that. And you say, this is all, I want to just put all my powers, my thoughts, everything, just to serve Hashem. And the true completeness of Chazak is when we have the union of Masa Matos as one. Since the strength of Matos as the virtue of the revelation of the light of holiness that is beyond limits. However, being that this strength is due to the above and does not have relevance to the existence of below, namely the opposition or contrary, is not given it not any significance. Therefore, the below itself is not transformed. In other words, they're sitting before the Rebbe, and the Rebbe is just for bringing, and you're looking, and the Rebbe is even into you. Even more than that, because Rebbe is shining his essence. But you're sitting, and the godliness is revealing itself. So any nourishkeit, it's like you're having such a wonderful time with Hashem. Why would you want to do anything else? He's like giving you everything. So, but you still didn't transform yourself, because when that light goes away, you still have your same issues, your same problems, your same impurities. But the strength of Masei has the virtue of nullification. What's it mean? The first one has the concept of without limitation. Hashem is revealing without limitation His great godliness to you. The second one is the strength of Masa, but that has the virtue of nullification to the extent of the transformation of the opposite, but being that the emphasis is on below, which does not have the boundless might of above, hence it is limited, and it's possible for there to be a change and for it not to last. In other words, he's saying, okay, the first one is amazing. Hashem just shines Himself, and He's shining Himself, and you're always going to be holy because you feel God's holy light. You're with godliness. The second one is very maso. Is what that means is that you take who and what you are, and you work on who and what you are, and you take yourself and you work on yourself, and you be careful not to speak, not to do this and that, and therefore when you do this, then you change. But the problem is that it's limited. So since it's limited because we're limited, it's from your work from below is limited. So therefore, since it's limited, therefore it might not last. Therefore, the true and complete Chazak is the union of Matos-Masei as one. What's he saying? When there are two virtues, the strength of drawing down of the light, which is above limits, as well as the strength that is the nullification and the transformation of the opposite by elevating the below. So when you elevate below, but remember, you're changing yourself that you become a different person. Both of them together, that is the nullification of the opposition through elevating the below, is in a permanent and eternal manner. So the Rebbe is saying what happens here is that when everything it's a gula shlema. That when you take what's below and you work on it and you refine yourself so God should shine into you, so you're just a service of Hashem. But since you're limited, so it might not last all the time, and you combine the unlimited of godliness of Matos, of God shining His great light. So this great light is combined with your work from below. You become one at the same time. So you have both qualities. That you change totally below, and at the same time you have the greatness of from above. So now we say, okay, and we may say that the union of Matos and Masos is the fourth aliyah. And now he's going to talk about, remember, 3 is the level of strength, 4 is going to be a higher level, and 5 is going to be more. So now we're number 4. And we may add that the union of Mas and Matos is in the 4th aliyah. Okay, remember this is a combined parsha, two chapters of the Torah. So when are they combined? In the 4th aliyah. We have like 7 aliyahs. Aliyah means you go up to the Torah and make a blessing. So the Torah is broken up in every Shabbos that you have seven breaks in the Torah, and each one the person makes a blessing before an end. So that's the 4th aliyah in this case. When you have these combined Torah, this unites the two. Okay, So specifically that we read the fourth Aliyah is at the end of Parshas Matos and the beginning of Parshas Masei, that this brings about the completeness of Chazak of the Parshas Matos-Masei as they are combined together at the end of the fourth book of the Torah. The Rebbe is showing that these two Parshas are combined together. Remember, we want to combine them together and have this Chazak for them to have both levels. So this is, the Rebbe is saying, this is the fourth Aliyah, and this is this, okay. Although the number 3 denotes strength, Chazak, it's Chazaka, also the state of opposition, as we said above, hence, since it is a continuation to 1 and 2, the revelation to them is evident. The relation to 1 and 2 is evident, meaning to say that although one connects the one, the above, whose aspect is drawing down from above, kindliness, to below, with 2, which is number 2, which is below, where you hear below, with the aspect of raising from below to above, nevertheless, the connection of the two aspects, above and below, drawing down and raising up, it's evident in them. Now that we see that one thing is idea of the concept of Hashem revealing himself to us, and the other concept of working ourselves up to become a special vessel. So we see the difference. And therefore, the true completeness of the strength, although the above and through the above and through below together, is in the fourth Aliyah, a special level by itself, not in continuation with 1, 2, in which it is emphasized the concept of being settled in a complete way. A special level by itself, and therefore the true incompleteness of the strength through the above and through the above and through below together is in the fourth Aliyah, a special level by itself, not in connection to the 1 and the 2, in which is emphasized the concept of being settled in a complete way. When you have 4, like a chair that has 4 legs, which is settled in a settled state more than a chair that has 3 legs. This denotes strength and might, the nullification of the opposition, and the permanent and eternal boundless, boundless matter. It's in an infinite matter. In other words, the fourth means that you're not even dealing with anything else. You're already settled. You're like sitting on a chair, like you're now sitting on a chair with 4 legs. So Rebbe says, because it's Mechazak here, but when we may say that this concept is more emphasized in the relationship of the fourth to the fifth. Okay, now we said fourth was special, now we get to the fifth. Since Shabbos Parshas Matos-Masei, at the end of the fourth book of the Torah, we start to read at the Mincha the fifth book of the Torah, and an extra addition this year. At the end of the fourth book of the Torah is in the month of Menachim of the 5th month. So the Rebbe is saying, okay, we reached level 4 is a special level, but level 5 is even a more special level. And it said, why do we see 5? Because we start reading in Mincha, the 5th book, and then also this was in the month of Menachim Av, which is the 5th month. Not as the Rebbe is pointing out, this year 5 is very much emphasized. Not as it is in some years that Maaseh Matos is read on Shabbos Blessed Menachim Av, and at the end of the month of Tammuz. That's said many times, but as it is known that 5th is the highest level, which is above limitation and transcends the graduate descent of the revelations of Hashem. It's beyond how Hashem reveals himself at different levels. It says a 5th to Paro, which means that Paro is an idea of Isperusu, bursting forward, meaning that all the godly lights burst forward and are revealed from him. And through this power, specifically the connection of the two aspects of drawing down and raising up, the content of the union of Maaseh Matos and the Chazaka of number 3, through uniting the 1 and 2, is accomplished in the most possible completeness. In other words, when you bring it to 5, you bring to a level that's beyond totally completeness. He says over here is a paro is rusu, bursting forward. We learn Mr. Shem, we'll learn later, I have it on YouTube, Parshas Bo. It says when Moshe Rabbeinu was standing before Hashem, it says Bo al paro. So excuse me. So as the parsha starts, Bo al Paro, go to Paro. So explain over there that why does it say go to Paro and not come, not no? It says excuse me. It says Bo al Paro, come to Paro. Why does it say come? Hashem say come to Paro. Well, Hashem should be saying go. Moshe Rabbeinu, go to Paro and do this, whatever. It says come to Paro. Why? Because it said Moshe Rabbeinu was afraid to go, because in the Zohar it says that Paro is the source of evil, and then it hits it that to deal with evil is one thing, to deal with badness when you're dealing like not the essence of it, like we're dealing now with evil, really bad stuff. But we're not attacking Iran. Iran is like the essence. And he says, I'm afraid to go to the essence of the evil. That it says Paro, that the house of Paro, it talks about in the Zohar that it's the place of the great sea serpent, Tani Nagalu. And when he was afraid to go to his house, that's the source of all evil, because he couldn't do it. It's too strong for him. And the mission from Moshe Rabbeinu was to take the Jews to receive the Torah on Mount Sinai. So it was necessary for him to break this evil. So Hashem says, come with me, and I'll take care of it. Then the Rebbe says over in the Sikha, but it says that also, it says that everything in the Zohar, where it's so in unholiness has source in holiness. So what's the source in holiness? The source in holiness is Hashem's house. Paro's house is Hashem's house. And what happens in a Paro's house? That everything's revealed. It's Rusa, even though the things that aren't the hidden lights, everything's revealed, and it's revealed in a way of bursting forward. So he's saying this is the level of Paro, to Kamishus the Paro, that's the level that everything's revealed in a way of amazing lighting, and it's all revealed out. Then Moshe Rabbeinu says, I can't see such a thing. It's just, come with me. You come with me, you'll be able to see it. And it's a very, so this is the level of the fifth level. So that's what it means. It's but talk to the shameless. Okay. Now we're on chapter 5. According to this, and we may say by way of preference according to this, we can explain that the connection of Chazak, Menis, on the fourth book, which is completed on the Shabbos Parshas Matos-Masei, to the connect with the time of the 3 weeks. Now remember, we had the question, why is it in 3 weeks? And in this year, in the 9 days. By way of preference, that the purpose of the destruction and the exile, the content of Bein HaMetzarim these 3 weeks, is in order to reach the virtue and the completeness of the building of the future Beis HaMikdash, the future redemption, a virtue that has emphasized the concept of a chazaka, what's it mean, of the strength, that the third Beis HaMikdash and the third redemption. So this is the Rebbe saying that this is that this is the whole reason that we have these difficulties, is to reach a level of total holiness. The explanation for this is that the virtue of the future Beis HaMikdash, the future holy temple, is a sanctuary for Hashem that your hands have established with 2 hands, and when that Hashem will rule forever and ever in the time to come, when the entire kingdom is His, was already said in the Song of the Sea. We say this regarding the building of the Beis HaMikdash, that they should have built it immediately upon entering Israel, as the words of our sages says. So then the Jews, when the split Red Sea opened, it says Az Yasher Moshe, and he says this song that we sang, that it should be right away, that we should have been, because of this song, we're talking about already the redemption, so we should have been right away gone into the land of Israel. Had the Jewish people merited immediately when the heels of their feet ascended from the sea, they would have entered the land. And then entering the land, as soon as we had been merited from the splitting of the Red Sea, we would have gone right away into Israel. And then the entering of the Lamb by Moshe would have been in eternal redemption with no exile following it, and the building of the eternal base of Mikdash with no destruction following. It's an amazing thing. The Rebbe said, if we're in a level, we're already in a level of when we're saying the Song of the Sea, that we're ready. If we'd merited, for some reason we didn't merit, we would have been in the third base of Mikdash for the eternal base of Mikdash. And we may say the Rebbe is saying a new thing, something new, that since all the matters of Torah are true and eternal, including also the matters mentioned as a first thought, as in our case, had they merited, indeed there's also now, after the destruction and the exile, the concept of an eternal redemption and eternal base of Mikdash in a matter of strength and might. Not only that our strength is only in the realm of above, and therefore the realm of our world below, and therefore in the realm of our world below, there could be and there is a state of destruction and exile. Let's go over this in Hebrew. So I understand it, but I don't feel comfortable. Okay. But Yesh name, the Rebbe says the Chiddush, that since we see that all the matters of Torah, that they're true and eternal, that also all the matters that even with something he brought is called the Kol a thought that you would a first thought, you might have thought this is a good idea. But in our situation, it says that if the Jews merited, we can right away in the base of Mikdash. Therefore, we say that everything in the Torah is true. Therefore, we have also now, even after the destruction and the Golos, we have the idea of the complete redemption and the eternal base of Mikdash in a way of strength and tokef, chozak v'tokef, ella. But this level that we have the strength, because it was there, so we really have from above down, everything's finished. Therefore it comes that from above everything's finished. But from below, it's not coming from below, so it's possible that we have destruction and exile. On the other hand, that the strength of the redemption and the building of the base of Mikdash in the realm of below itself does not suffice either or for below or for the below is limited, so that the strength is limited and not in an eternal manner. Here. The Idach says on the other hand, Lo Maspik Akozek talk about Gula Binyan base of Mikdash Betzada Elyon Bavad. It's not enough that we just have the strength of the redemption that is from below. Since below is limited, therefore the strength that's in it, it's also limited, but it's not in an infinite way. So in other words, we have the level from above that if we were merited, so there's a level. And a level from above down that we should have everything strong. But the level from below, there's a level that in Golos, it's not that way. Since below has limitations. Therefore, Yesh Tzarik is necessary to join these two qualities. The strength and of the redemption, and the building of the third base of Mikdash from above, Matzad Elyon, and from below, from the situation of below together, then we'll make the complete redemption. Because if we, from above, it's ready. You're ready to live. But from below, there's anything from Golos. So you have to bring down both levels, that strength from above into below. So therefore, they will reveal how everything's godliness, and there will be no evil. There'll be nothing wrong. But you've changed yourself. That's who you are. Not that this big light came on you and all of a sudden you just feel good. Okay, Zaygatzun, we're going to start right away some more. We finished up to Vav, number 6. So we're talking mainly about how that we have to take both levels. Now this is really talking about that we see the Jews of our generation, especially the Baal Shubas, of a certain level of they're tied into the essence. When you're tied into the essence of God Himself, then you have both levels together. Let's see, the Rebbe is going to go further into this. Okay, Zygazint, everybody. Yechi Adoneinu, Marein Beinu, Melech Mashim Ved. Hope to see you already in the base of Mikdash. Zygazint, bye.